Bye.
No! Stay.
No.
Yes.
Funniest part is, I started quite literally on the bye. So you have not escaped it. You're on the recording now.
Well.
All the more reason for you to stay.
It's fine. It won't be the first time we've had people sitting quietly in the background. I mean, I'm
I
pretty
really-
sure Zach does it on like a weekly basis.
Zach does it for pretty much every game we run.
Yep.
Yeah, he even does it in my games on another server.
He just really likes
Oh.
listening to games.
I'll hop in later. I gotta go finish prep for tonight.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, have fun. Bye.
Bye. There goes the space cowboy. Can I just quickly state, this is the reason why I've kept Fred in the credits for every single Devil Darlings Season 2 episode as the Space Cowboy. Anyway, greetings everyone, welcome back to the Devil Darlings. We are practically a full party again, aside from... Oh no, wait, we don't have a blobber, never mind. But we do have peeps back. So, who wants to announce what happened last time to catch up those who weren't here? I just love it when everyone tries to volunteer.
Last time on Devil Darlings. Sorry, I was a good deal away from the microphone when you started. I had to catch the dog. So, last time on Devil Darlings, we did things. Lots of things. We floated in time and space. We did some navigational stuff. We hurled a meteorite at Au-Zuk. Au-Zuk found the door, got through the door. There was a whole trap system. If people had listened to the Marquis, everybody would have lived, but nobody listened to the Marquis, so multiple people died. We failed the test. The test was failed. We found the vampire's sex dungeon. We burned the vampire's sex dungeon. We also found the architect of the building. A handsless ghost who I don't remember if he gave us his name, so I'm just going to call him Ghosty McHandsless. Yeah. Would anybody like to give a more coherent recap?
I don't think we can get more coherent without going into, like, the mess that was the end of last session.
Oh, yeah, a shit ton of innuendos, jokes, haha balloos, and
Hi,
vampire
Zach.
sex dungeon. Hi,
There he
Zach, who
is.
just joined on that.
It's almost
You
as
know
if-
what?
I feel like
I don't
you need
think
to
I've
ask
ever
about
seen
the sex
Zach and
dungeon.
Fred in the same room. It wasn't a sex dungeon, it was the vampire's bedroom. It was mostly just a bunch of innuendos that became reality because he's the general of the sin of lust. But yeah, so we've got a lot of jewels, to sell whenever we have the chance. But at the moment, we've entered a new room, and I don't remember if we actually got into the room that we've entered.
You did.
Did we?
Yes. The description I gave for the room that you entered is pretty much the opposite of the room you was just in that it's dark, it's dingy, it's got quite a moisture to the air, and you can hear distant shuffling in the darkness. And the walls
Swear to God, if a
are
gimp
lined
jumps out
with
of the
stone.
shadows, I'm going to scream.
If what?
Apology. I didn't mean to cut you off. There was desync on my end. It sounded like you were done. I apologize.
But yeah, the wall seems to be made of stone compared to most of the other rooms you've been in so far.
I don't know why my brain went to when you said that in the distance we hear shuffling. I just imagine a lot of fucking vampires literally shuffling somewhere.
Just in the
The
distance,
vampiric shuffle.
yeah, just in the distance, you just hear the sound of every day I'm shuffling.
Yes.
Said that to her. She's a fucking living jukebox. That song's gonna be stuck in her head all day.
The moment he said shuffling, that was the case.
You know, you've doomed me to hear that now. After we go, I still have to live with her.
That sounds like a personal problem.
You're a personal problem.
I am a personal problem.
Skill issue.
So,
God, Ranna, you're taking after Wizard. No, bad.
so
Anybody got a light? Wait, don't we have night vision? Is it magical darkness? I'm assuming if we can't see
it's
through
not
it, or-
magical darkness. It's just
Oh,
long.
okay. It's
So for
long.
those with dark
okay.
vision, you would see like 60 foot down. Unless your dark vision goes longer than that. I don't know.
No, I don't have superior
Wait.
dark vision.
Wait, is it a hallway or is it just? Well, we took the potion.
It's less a hallway
but-
and more a large open like room with stone like pillars reaching from floor to ceiling in various places.
Okay, you mentioned down. Are we not at the bottom? Is there like a hole, or is it just down as in vertical instead of horizontal, or vice versa?
There's like a staircase going down.
Fuck.
Anybody have a light? Or
Let me check.
I just make a little poof of sparks.
That's about the best I can do.
wonderful. Up or down? Wait, do the stairs go up or do they only go down?
They only go down.
Oh, guess it's down.
Unlike my
I mean, we
cholesterol,
could do
down.
it. Minosaur, you should eat more. Yeah. If it's downwards, might as well go. What goes up must go down, and thus what goes down must go up,
So as you start to,
or just further down.
as you all start to head down the stairs, it's less like a slope on each side as well, and more like tiered blocks.
Mhm.
So while the staircase is just a straight slant, to the side it's like rock down, across down kind of situation. I don't know the best way to describe it.
I'll be back ever so shortly. I just need some sugar.
And the sound of the shuffling does get louder.
Got
Can I get
LMFAO down there.
some perception checks?
Sure.
Perception.
Yes. Lucky 13.
16.
The fuck was that noise?
Go on.
I
How
don't
was he
think this
laughing?
counts towards my keen senses of hearing and scent, so.
It doesn't towards hearing because you can already hear the shuffling, and it doesn't towards scent because all you're smelling is rotting, damp air.
Yeah. So, just flat.
Yep. So, Nanza and Misskiff,
Mm-hmm.
you start to realize you might be in a kind of open crypt. Miasma, Marquis, Cog, and Unusor. You definitely know you're in an open
Yeah.
crypt because you see shuffling around on the tiered rocks as well as down in the pit below.
Where are we, Ted?
Zombies.
Mouse was
yet.
Mouse was double up before. She's not too concerned.
Marquis, with your highest roller, you notice
Yes.
something about them.
Oh.
All of them have either had severe head trauma to the front, or have had their eyes plucked out, rendering all of the zombies in here blind.
How many zombies?
Try to get a good look around, but given the size of the room, it's hard to tell fully. But you can
How
make out at
many
least
can
15
I
in your
see?
view.
15. Okay, and then there's the possibility of even more. Okay.
Yes.
Not to put a dampener on some of the more volatile of our parade, but we appear to be going up against a blind host of undead. Now, as much as I do love a good bashing, undead aren't necessarily the most satisfying to bash. They don't yelp. They don't beg. They really just sit there and stare at you like a little traumatic child. So on that end, I think it might be in our best interest also because they probably outnumber us 1 to 15, maybe more. That we might...
Child?
What about a traumatic child?
That's you said. They stare at you. A traumatic child?
Oh, these ones can't stare at you. They've got no eyes. Why would you say such a thing? Such a horrible thing. Anyways, I think it's in our best interest that we stealth around them and towards the exit. If we can see an exit, if we know where there's an exit. I feel that battle might have us outnumbered. Plus, I wouldn't want to get
one of
bit.
us become a clergy in the last couple minutes.
It's on the list of things I'm trying to do, all right?
Here's the question, are you speaking quietly?
Although the Marquis is the Marquis is also not dumb. So yes, in times of trying, the Marquis is speaking hushed tones and quietly, which is to say, probably a loud whisper.
Can you roll me
but still a whisper?
Stealth check then? Just to see if you can beat out a 16, in which you do.
What about
Zombies do
19?
not hear you. The zombies...
Yes, I believe...
Go on.
I believe we tiptoe across the window.
You're roughly halfway down the stairs at the moment. You can just about make out... Well, those with dark vision can just about make out... Oh no, wait, you cast lights, didn't you, Misskiff?
I did not. I used prestidigitation to create little, like, sprays of sparks. Because I don't have light.
Okay.
It doesn't really give off that much light at all. It's like striking a lighter, like in a dark room.
Those with dark vision would just about be able to make out the bottom of the stairs now. To where it's not like a deep pit kind of thing, like the pit you kind of imagine. It's just more the bottom of the place itself. It's just, given the stairs are 120 foot, essentially. This may as well be the bottom of just a pit. And you do see 3 other staircases going off in the other cardinal directions. For example, say if we treat this staircase as south, you've got east, north, and west.
I'm not sure which way we should go.
For our sake, do the zombies stay more congregated in the center of the room, or do they stay more congregated along the walls?
They're moving. They're just endlessly moving.
So they're pretty even throughout the whole entire room then?
Pretty much.
Okay. I believe if we're going to choose a place to go, it should be one of the closer of the staircases. So either east or west. North might be a bit too far for some of us. more heavy footfalled individuals.
Are you talking about me?
I have hooves.
I was talking about you and me, and then the hoofed individual which clacks against the stone. I've got hippo feet, which means I crush watermelons daily. Yes. So in that case, anybody have a particular taste for a specific direction, east or west? Any religious divisives? No, I'll flip a coin then.
Ooh.
West it is, and we're gonna start shuffling around the room in stealth
Uh,
towards the west.
First things first.
Mhm.
You flip the coin.
Yes.
The coin rings out through the room. Because even though the zombies are in here, the zombies are silent. So when the coin is flipped, there is only the ching that rings out. Let's see what the zombies. Some of the zombies do turn to where the sound is, but don't seem to make a move. As if they're trying to register if it's just another drip of the water, or if it's something else.
If but dead and you're so placated.
Did not get a word of that.
I
No.
did not get a word of that either.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the undead are not usually so placated.
Well, they're blind.
As soon as that stops the undead, they don't need their eyes.
I'm fairly certain zombies do need their eyes. I mean, they're just people that are reanimated by magic.
Oh,
Let me put it to you
I
both
mean-
a different way, perhaps. If our host truly believes that these zombies did not require their eyes, he wouldn't have gone out to the effort to remove them, would he?
That's a good point.
How about we just make our way and stop worrying about whether eyes are useful or not?
Yes, I'm confused why we're worrying about the usefulness of eyes. Eyes are but a figment of the imagination, after all, and he will begin to move along towards the western
Okay.
staircase.
Can I
I'll
help
glue
some
follow.
stealth checks, please?
Yes.
alright.
Misskiff is
Yes,
on her own on the floor for
I make
once.
no apologies.
the hoofed one is very stealthy. I was like,
Really?
I probably have disadvantage because heavy armor, but I forgot I have unarmored defense.
There is only so much clink clank that can be avoided when wearing clink clank armor.
So, to the west, you were saying?
Yes.
You make your way to the western staircase.
Make him
And
wait.
despite the loud noises from Unusor, Unusor seems to be timing it quite well with the
Yeah.
water drips and the sound of zombies falling off the stone parts. They have not noticed you yet.
I don't want that yet.
Well, that's because you're only halfway up the stairs.
I'd like to state, as we are going halfway up the stairs, does Marquis see anything along the stairs or anything? Like, these are just stone stairs, right? No railing?
No railings, just stone stairs.
Yeah, so like that classic fantasy crypt style staircase. Are there any markings or let's just categorical this into are there any traps along the staircase? Because we know the owner of the castle to be
Make an
paranoid.
investigation check.
Oh god, that relies on intelligence. Yep, no.
You're not sure. You're just trying to look around, trying to check. But you don't spot anything that could be considered a trap.
Go along carefully.
Okay.
More so careful not to alert the zombies, less so careful not to set off any traps that the Marquis has not seen. On the bright side, if he steps on a mine, all half-ton of him will just crush the mine.
Oh god, mine on a staircase. We're doing Lethal Company again.
Yeah, just that horrific screeching sound. That...
We just need Mothman coming up
No,
the stairs.
quite literally that one moment when we were playing it before, and you and two others blew up on the staircase when there was a mine.
We were running from something, alright? But yeah, anyway. So...
Those with 60-foot dark vision will unfortunately notice something.
Mm-hmm.
There is no door at the top of these stairs.
Ah.
There's no door!
Of course there's no door. Doors are but a
I
figment
knock
of
the
the
wall
imagination.
to try and see if it is hollow, or if it is a thick wall.
Kind of looks at you. It's like, you really think my little paws would make knocks
So-
loud enough to do that?
Minosaur,
Hmm.
you're heading up to knock on the wall. I am unfortunately going to need... Well, first things first. I'm going to need a stealth check for the last half of the staircase from you. 12. As Unusor starts to head up the stairs, the rest of you do notice the zombies that are within sight do start to lock onto the footprints, the footsteps, and do start to try and crawl and climb up the rocks.
Oh, that seems rather unfortunate.
But as you do reach the top, Unusor, make me a strength check. Let's just see how you do with this wall.
Let's deal with this wall in true Unusor fashion.
23.
You start to tap. You hear nothing. You start to tap harder. You hear nothing. You make a large dent in the wall and realize the wall is quite thick. There is most likely not a hidden door here. The zombies are still
I was just
approaching
hoping to
you.
smash through to the other side. Fuck.
The zombies are still
well.
approaching, but can everyone make me a perception check
Mm-hmm.
based on sound?
Oh, so I have advantage.
Yes.
So 22.
You hear
14.
Oh, okay. Everyone but Unusor, who is too
I'm
busy
just
with
punching
the
the
wall.
wall.
Hang on, we're missing someone. We've got Nanza, we've got Misskiff, Unusor, Au-Zuk, Cog.
You're missing Miasma.
Yeah, Miasma.
Yes.
Perception checker, please.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm. But you can't see.
So,
The person who has a past with handling zombies when it comes to zombies. What?
Unusor and Miasma, you don't hear this. The rest of you hear what sounds like the grating of stone against stone. And who got the highest?
Could be good.
Misskiff did.
22.
But Misskiff and Cog would get this, given they both rolled high enough.
Yee.
The pillars that seem to be connecting the roof and the floor together seem to have a slight panel just shifting open, causing the grating sound. And then there's a distant sound of what can only be described as rushing water if water was thicker, if that makes sense.
Thick.
I assume I hear this too as I roll 22.
Oh, yes, sorry, you do. And you also see the panels opening.
No, I don't, because I don't have dark vision.
Oh, right. So you do hear it.
I
You
do.
hear, but you don't see. But for Cog and Misskiff, I believe you two do have dark vision.
Aye.
Does Cog have it?
I think we came up with. Yes, I think we.
Cog
do.
has the potion,
Yep.
though.
Oh, yeah.
I do have dark vision.
You two see what could only be described as like a slurry-like mixture just flowing out from this and into the bottom of the pit. And as it does so, most of the zombies are going to turn away from the sound of the wall and instinctively move towards the middle of the pit.
Are we in the food disposal of the castle?
Clever. It would be a clever mechanic, a means of, a stable and safe means of getting rid of your food that helps the environment to some degree. Depending on what environment you want growing, after all. Undead begets undead, I suppose.
Mm.
As this is being discussed, Cog and Misskiff, you realise that's probably like 50% true. Given the slurry seems to be made up of rotting flesh.
It's rotten.
Various
No.
bones
Don't be rude.
sticking out.
What was that?
Various bones sticking out of it as well, and what could all be described as smashed and battered pieces of metal mixed in as well. The
It's
metal is
like
discarded as the zombies just tear and dig into this, just feasting on what they can get.
rotten flesh, metal, and bones.
Interesting.
Oh, hey, Au-Zuk. They kind of look a little bit familiar, don't they? Wait, can we see that? Hold on, I'm working on the assumption that it's been pointed out and we can see it, but that's a bad assumption to be working on. We can't see it, can we?
If you've got dark vision, yes,
Oh,
you'd be
okay.
able to see it.
Okay, then yeah, never mind.
Sorry. What now? What's in there?
I'm taking an assumption that the chum is our old chums from the trap.
Huh.
Might be a bad assumption, but it's probably a proper assumption. You would need to dispose of them somehow.
Are you saying that to everyone?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Just remember that we
Misskiff-
have a small
Misskiff
league
and
of
Cog.
warriors with us.
Since you two are the ones who can see, you can make me investigation checks.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Did he know?
Natural 20.
Misskiff
Yes.
is disgusted
Misskiff.
by what they see.
Misskiff is not smart either.
However, Cog,
Just a minute.
you don't see any priest robes mixed in with this. Given the fact that there is tattered metal, something that neither the priests nor the grandfather or the grandson wore, you can assume that this doesn't include the recent casualties. This is probably stuff that's been stored up for a while and has just gone off.
Huh. It's not what we encountered recently.
Oh, good. I hate meeting acquaintances in public. It's a little bit awkward, isn't it?
While they're distracted, should we make for one of the other doors?
Oh, 100%. No offense, Unusor, you're doing wonderful with that spatial anomaly.
The floor's like ick on my paws.
You can ride on my shoulder if you like.
Just kind of like stares for a minute.
I think I'm gonna walk on my own for a bit. Riding on people's shoulders keeps putting me in near-death situations.
You weren't in a near-death situation last time, but I understand.
Do not act like you do not enjoy it.
I don't enjoy being tossed. And I
To be
don't
fair,
enjoy
you're
nearly
not
dying.
riding on my shoulder when I tossed you.
I'm afraid I'll have to throw you.
I mean, I could throw you to the other staircase.
No.
All right. Just a suggestion, you know, in case it needs to be done.
At some point,
Anyways, we're moving to the other
At
staircase.
some point, Marquis is going to invent a Misskiff gun.
Please don't.
Well, that's not Marquis's job. That's Cog's job.
Yeah.
Marquis will ask Cog to make it for him.
Just have
It's on the list
specifically
now.
designated plushies that look like Misskiff.
So,
Plushies, yeah, that's what we're using.
I need to
Well,
ask
they
now,
make-
if you're all heading to another staircase, are you heading back to the south one or towards the north?
Which one's closer?
Equal distance from both. The one that'd be furthest away now would be the east.
North.
And are you going down the stairs and around, or are you going to try and go across the stone? Like, there has to be a term for it.
The cobblestone?
No, like the stones where it's like out, down, out, down, out, down kind of thing. Think like how the pyramids usually
Awning?
depicted.
You mean the stone awning?
Sure.
I mean, you could probably just say they're steps.
Yeah, like large steps.
Yep.
That are meant to be steps.
Steps for giants.
I know there's a
Steps
term
for
for it and it's
giants.
going to annoy me.
Which way takes me to this door faster?
Are you... Sorry, my mind just went blank then trying to think of the words.
Which set of steps will take me to the door faster?
Well, as I said, you've got two choices.
Yes.
You go down into the pit and around and back up, or you go across the stone cobbled thingies that no one's really tried yet.
Is the one that hasn't been tried yet a faster route?
Both would probably take you around the same time.
But it would keep us further away from the zombies, no?
It would, given pretty much almost all the zombies are now down in the pit.
Cool.
Although you do see some of the zombies now being torn apart by each other, as they're going into a bit of a frenzy.
Yeah, I'm taking the steps, not steps.
So everyone sees Cog, well, those who can see in this room, will see Cog step off the beaten path onto the wall, onto the wall-like parts, and walk along that way.
I'll follow Cog.
Okay.
Cog's never led me wrong before, then we'll also follow Cog.
Okay. So is everyone following Cog?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So as you walk along this pathway, you instantly realize that the fact that you've not really seen the zombies on the staircase itself, just on these parts, compared to the staircase, these are filthy, like slick with gore and blood.
Huh.
So essentially put, to make it towards the corner of the room, I'm going to need a dex save from everyone. No, not dex save, sorry. Check. Save would be if you're falling. Save is if you tried to stop yourself from falling in the first place.
Do we both need to do the check?
Still amusing. No. Could I
15?
possibly use my acrobatics for this, Mr. DM?
Are you
Sure, why
attempting to just... Well, first thing first, you have dark vision.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
yes.
Au-Zuk.
Yes!
Okay, so you would be able to see where the gore is. So I'm assuming it's a case of you just hopping
Yeah.
between the like little like up
Just
and down
being a little
parts
bit
just
more
to make sure
cautious
that you get
about
out. Okay, I'd say you can attempt a acrobatics. Not acrobatics, an athletics. Or an acrobatics, I can't remember which one you say. What were you trying to say there, Misskiff?
I was asking, like, it doesn't matter. I got a 7 on my dex check.
I also would have gotten a 7, but it's a 9 because I'm being slightly fancier about it.
Okay.
You tried to show off.
No, I
So-
tried not to fall, and I failed.
I imagine Misskiff tries to jump it and just lands in it.
Ugh.
Everyone is trying their best to just avoid it, keeping their pace fine. Misskiff, with your 7, you try and wait for a part that seems not so bad, only for your paws to end up getting stuck. It's less a case of you're stuck in goo or something like that. More a case of one of your paws is stuck in what you can only assume is a broken bit of bone, like a rib cage kind of thing.
I'm stuck.
As you're leaping from area to area, trying to avoid, as you do one big leap, getting ready, the area that you thought was clear then just sheens as the light finally hits it. And you realize you're landing in a puddle and you just go sliding off it. Like, pretty much imagine if he's trying to jump onto ice. Can I get a dex save from you?
Who?
From Au-Zuk.
The deck save, you say?
Yes. Given you, you were doing the equivalent of what would happen if you jumped on ice. Okay, let's see if you can keep your balance or if you're going ass over feet. You feel yourself about to almost slide off, but you manage to kind of twist your body and go down on all fours to prevent you from sliding off. But yes, the rest of you are starting to reach the corner, but you have heard Misskiff just a bit further back.
Well, it's in the brain chain,
yeah.
so they don't.
Yep.
It's
You hear
not
Misskiff-
directional.
You hear Misskiff in the brain chain state that she's stuck. And then you hear like a whoop whoop type of noise. Au-Zuk almost goes flying.
My paws caught between some bones, I think.
The zombies do not give a shit, they are still eating.
Were you able to see said bones?
If you got dark vision, you'll be able to see Misskiff.
Didn't we drink potions of dark vision?
Yes.
In that case, yes, you'll see Misskiff.
Do I see the bones?
You see what seems to be a torso that she's kind of stood in.
And the zombies are eating said cadaver.
No, this does not seem to be part of the giant slurry that came through. Rather, probably just a zombie that the rest of them decayed away.
Okay. I tell Misskiff to not squirm, and I attempt to pry her out. Or more so, I attempt to pry the ribcage apart.
Make me a strength check.
Ooh. Leigh, did I tell you look pretty today?
You don't know, I never put the camera on. So, Unusor, you're trying to get a good grip to pull this ribcage apart. But with each time you try and grab on, it's like a thick layer of slime on this. It's just causing your grip to fail.
I back in the metal one.
Cog, you are back.
Yes.
I look.
I ask Cog to assist by pulling the other side of the ribcage, so the little one can be free.
All right.
So you head over to try.
Do I also need to roll a strength, or is he
Yes.
good? All right. 15.
Most of the
Do you
slime's been
require
kind of...
another from me, or are we good?
You should be good. Like, most of the slime has kind of been slopped off when you were trying. And Cog just kind of quickly does a motion of prying apart. And your foot is now free, Misskiff.
Probably just scurry up an arm at this point.
Whose arm?
Fuck the...
Probably onto Cog.
I ruined it!
You're dangerous to ride around on. Every time she's rode around on you, you've charged in with her on your shoulder, and she just like...
I have faith in you!
So...
The issue is she doesn't have faith in you.
I am wounded.
You manage to... Oh, yes. At this point, Au-Zuk, you'd managed to get back on your feet rather than being on all fours, and you'll make it to the corner. From here, you'll be able to see that the north staircase does indeed have a door at the end. But the floor on the floor to there is just as slick and as risky.
All right.
Do you attempt to cross?
We don't see any nasty creatures that are going to attack us, do we?
All the zombies seem to be at the bottom. They've ignored your antics. They're too busy feasting.
Imagine Misskiff's just holding onto your shoulder, like claws dug in. Just like... looking quite like a drenched rat, just like covered in...
Cog's sensors would feel that.
Why was I designed to feel pain?
The little pressure sensors.
Do be careful not to pry anything off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Cog's still in warranty.
So, if you're going to try and get to the door, can I get dexterities again?
Yep.
Do I have to make this if I'm riding on a Cog?
No, but you will be relying on Cog passing. Cog has passed.
Fine.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no, Marquis.
Oh baby.
Marquis suddenly decided Flora's existence is optional.
Can I get one from Miasma and one from Au-Zuk?
A dexterity.
My deck
Yes.
save them down.
A dexterity, unless you want to try your jumping trick again.
Yep.
Hey, you managed to pass it just about this time.
Hooves
You
are
take
not
your
made
time
for
with it, but
stone.
you didn't get there.
Hooves are made for falling.
Nanza. As you're walking along, just trying your best, something does indeed go crunch underfoot. Well, under hoof, I should say. And it does start to make your hoof start to stick to the stone. You glance down to see what it could be and realize it is a discarded, what they called? Glue trap? Stuff like that.
Light trap?
Oh, there's like a thing that, or am I starting to think of
Glue trap.
Pathfinder items? I forget.
You're right. It's a glue trap.
Okay. Marquis, have you noticed this? Your foot goes crunch into something. But this is less your foot gets stuck and more you're about to lose balance. Because you've just squished the entirety head of a zombie. And the braids are slippy underfoot.
They're pretty slippy underfoot. Luckily, Marquis has a plan for when he's about to fall, which is hat of levitation. He's gonna start. Just the hat's gonna keep him upright there for a second as he just sort of floats there in the air, just quietly. You just see bubbles coming out of the hat as like this balloon starts to emerge from the top.
You do realize though, if this is levitation, you do not have control over which direction you go.
No, it just hovers. The spell dictates that it just hovers unless I'm pushed.
Oh, okay. But wouldn't momentum carry on if you were falling?
No, so long as there's 20 feet. I levitate. I at least levitate so long as there's at least 20 feet below me. I mean, for funsies, if you want me to continue, I'll let you do it. But I don't believe momentum carries over in levitation.
Is it just the levitation spell that this is acting on?
Yeah, it's just levitate.
I'm just curious.
Which it would be funny for the Marquis just to be somersaulting in air now.
Oh, so yeah, the spell never takes into account momentum, as apparently momentum is not a thing in this game. So you just look like you're about to fall, and they just float.
Now, I won't say no to you wanting to add momentum. I just, as spell is written, it doesn't take account.
Yeah,
But if you want
we'll
I
go
will
with
not say
spell
no
is
to
written,
that.
given I've done that before for the stuff.
Okie dokie.
However, Nanza.
Yes.
You are stuck on the spot.
Yes.
How do
I
you
want
wish
to try pull myself free.
Make me a strength check.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, everyone, as you carry on, you see Marquis just kind of floating on the spot. Not really making any progress forward, just hovering there. And then you just see Nanza just... The best way I could describe it is you kind of crouch down slightly, channel all your anger and energy, and pull upwards with your foot. Well, with your hoof. And I'm going to do a quick little thing here. Odds or evens?
Even Stevens.
You pull upwards. Your foot is Urquartz free. By Urquartz, I mean you pulled the stone with you. Like a big chunk of the stone.
I will take this stone with me to kick things with.
So Nanza catches up with the rest of the party with a bit of a uneven step to them now. As they go hoof, rock on the hoof, hoof, rock on the hoof. Basically the equivalent of if you were wearing a flat on one foot and a high heel on the other.
If Nanza is walking past Marquis, Marquis is just going to grab Nanza and let her just carry him in the air across as well as she's moving. Because Marquis can't control his movements unless he's unless somebody has pushed him. So he's just going to like
maybe a dex save
grabs
there,
on.
Marquis, to see if you grab.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
Luckily,
you tried
there's
to
no
do
weight
this without asking
on
people.
it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, I've been at.
I will leave this
So just-
rock on my on my hoof for as long as it takes for me to kick it off.
So as you're just walking along trying to kick this rock off your hoof, you feel
No, I
someone.
mean kick
Oh.
things with.
All right. But as you're walking along, you do feel someone grab you by the shoulders with hardly any weight to it, as Marquis just kind of floats behind you now.
Ooh.
Like the oddest billowing cape in the wind.
Don't mind me, I'm just hitching a ride.
Didn't take you for the lightweight.
Sweetheart. Weight is simply just a number. I'm fantastic no matter how much I weigh.
And you,
Sure.
and you all make it to the door. The rest of you can clearly see now the rock on Nanza's foot and Marquis hovering behind her.
We're just gonna turn off levitation once he is free of slipperiness. Because he's just like, all right. Is that uncomfortable, by the way? Oops, sorry, Cog.
Well, let's hope that there's water in the next room.
Well, the door is there.
Opening door.
So who is opening the door? I'm assuming Cog is, since Cog said it.
Yes.
Mm.
Cog, you open the door. Much like with every other door that we've done so far.
Ooh, who's breathing in the mic?
I don't know, I could
Got
hear
it.
that.
It's Inferno.
Mental female
Yes?
energy.
You're breathing in your mic.
Sorry.
Much like with every other room we've been in so far,
Mm.
you feel yourselves all be pulled in as soon as it's opened. Into a room of darkness as you just hear the door close behind you, and then all the lights start to flick on as it's just a corridor leading from one side to the other, lined with mirrors.
Can I break every goddamn mirror on the way while we're there?
Okay.
This
Not
is
a
just
fan of
Nanza's
mirrors.
intrusive thought going. Feel free to stop her.
Like a bull in a china shop, bitches.
Minosaur joins in.
Okay.
Doesn't know
Barbarian
why,
Minotaur
just
sees
smash.
breakable.
So, you both see, well, you all see Unusor and Nanza just look at this all in mirrors, and they both get that kind of twinkle in their eyes. A twinkle that says imminent property damage is about to happen. And as you two head towards the nearest two mirrors, one on the left and one on the right, you both look into the mirrors as you go to destroy them. Nanza,
Yes.
you look into this mirror, and you see not yourself staring back, and yet clearly yourself staring back.
This is exactly why I want to break these mirrors.
You see essentially
Smashy, smashy.
what would be you if you were not a Minotaur, but instead a human, staring back. The you without the bull half. They are smaller because Minotaurs are tall, but they are still quite bulky and still wearing all your gear.
Is the gear form fitting, or is the gear still Minotaur size?
The gear is more tailored towards a human. Unusor, you
Oh
look
no,
into
what?
yours. You see a small red-scaled kobold staring back at you.
In a rage, I punched the mirror.
So, basically to the rest of you, like, what is Nanza's reaction to seeing this, by the way?
She's going to smash the mirror. She doesn't care.
Okay. So you see indifference in Nanza as they just smash it. I'm assuming with the rock on the bottom of the foot.
Yes.
So the rock shatters as the mirror shatters as well. However, you see a different reaction from Minosaur, who just lets out a scream of rage, I'd say, like a roar of rage.
I am deeply offended and angry at the fact that it has offended me.
And then you just see him punch the mirror as it shatters.
Is there more mirrors?
There is a lot more
Magic
mirrors.
mirror, thinking I'm a lesser creature.
I would like to state that it is at this point in time that the Marquis is putting a blanket over Cog.
Misskiff is jumping off Cog before the blanket goes over. And is going to look into one of the mirrors.
You look into the
It
mirror.
is perhaps best that we do not allow the mirrors to see you, Cog.
Just mental image of a thumbs up.
Just little paws on the glass, like.
You look into the mirror. And you see your tiefling self. However, they are not as emancipated as the one you have seen.
I have milk now, I can get tea.
It's more just a normal tiefling girl just staring back at you.
She's just kind of like, just staring. Can everyone else see what's in the mirror, or is it just to the person who's looking in?
Is anyone else going to look?
I'll go look.
Marquis will.
I'm too busy punching the mirror.
Interestingly enough, as you look, Nanza, you don't see your own reflection in this anymore. It seems to have locked onto Misskiff. And you see the tiefling.
Fucking vampire magic.
Oh. I wonder what the Dragonborn saw that got him so angry.
I don't
I have
know.
now proceeded to start smashing the shards.
I don't know. But I haven't seen myself like this in a long time.
I saw myself as a human, which is strange.
That is strange.
He's perhaps best that we stay not too long. Mirrors can be jealous, vile, and wretched things.
Are you going to look in one, Marquis?
Curiosity dictates yes, order dictates no. We'll leave it to the coin.
You just see yourself surrounded by doors.
You just see a door walking through hippos.
Now I'm curious, because of a certain relation that Marquis has, what he will see, because he knows how to do something. And I'm curious if it affects us at all. That's a 1. Marquis will look into a mirror, but he won't look for too long.
You go to the one that's opposite of Misskiff and you look. And you don't know what you were expecting to see. But I'm assuming it's not what you were expected to see. As you look at your reflection, and you see what could all be described as, it's still you, all your gear and such, but if you're a pygmy hippo instead.
You've lost weight.
Have you never met a pygmy Giff before? They're heavier than normal Giffs, simply condensed because of the gravitational pull. Lovely fellows, wonderful drinkers.
Like
I don't have an issue with this, actually.
Misskiff
yes,
still staring into the mirror.
Also, yes, Leigh, you now have access to pick me gifts. On that note, as much as I enjoy tiny me, mini me, I still do not trust mirrors. It is perhaps best that we not stay for too long.
There is a reason I broke mine.
Smashy, smashy.
Misskiff
I am-
still
Would you-
staring.
I am willing to break all the other ones. In fact, I was going to.
Are you going to break the one that Misskiff is staring into?
There are possibly consequences to this, but chaos dictates yes. And at the moment, according to the coin, chaos is winning. So you do you.
Because I've binged
Sorry,
a lot of
Paul.
Sonic Prime lately. All I can imagine, every time you say chaos, I just imagine you're going to follow it up with control.
If the Marquis
Interesting aspects.
roll, that'd be absolutely.
I mean, I could flip the coin again.
What does
my-
Misskiff look like? Or what's the expression Misskiff has for as far as a Sable can have an expression?
If you were to look carefully at her little face, it's like, I guess, wistful longing, I guess.
It should be noticed that this reflection is mirrored indeed in the Tiefling.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just
Her
realised what I've done.
her little paws pressed against the glass, kind of leaving bloody paw marks on it, but like
It's the ending of that one Batman animated series episode. With the little, the adult where she's got like
baby doll.
Yeah, baby dolls.
Mhm.
Where she looks into the mirror and sees herself like if she didn't have a disability.
Yeah.
I am going to break the mirror that Misskiff is looking in and tell Misskiff, come on, we're gonna find the real you.
Marquis, are you
We'll
leading
be able
voice?
to
Oh,
get
go.
me back.
I did not
What's
hear
mine
that,
doing?
sorry.
Go on, Misskiff.
She just kind of like in a pretty small voice is like,
Will you really be able to get me back?
Well, we sure as damn hell I'm gonna try.
I can't do anything like this. I'm so small and fragile.
Make a good projectile.
I will punch Unusor.
Misskiff, and Marquis breaking his mirror. It's not about your size that matters. It's about your comfort in your form. I think, though, it is quite possible to get yourself back. If magic took you from yourself, then magic can probably give it back. You just need to have a little bit of
Sorry.
hope. On that as well. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna remark that, or Unusor was gonna remark, I have often found in my many years that size doesn't indeed matter.
No, size does not matter. I've seen even the smallest of creatures wound even the largest. You just simply have had good luck in your travels. Misskiff, my dear, go on.
The magic I can use is very limited. I'm not good at stabbing things this size. It'd be easier if I could, not have to be right up by a person's foot to stab them in the shin.
Darling, that's why you ask for help. Your magic may be limited, but there's other people with magic.
There is, but
I mean, we have a literal wizard. He says, pointing to the smiling cat. She may be creepy, but she's still a wizard. Most wizards are creepy. No offense to most wizards and to you.
right now I don't feel like I'm useful at all.
Preposterous. If you weren't useful, he would have eaten you, he says, pointing over towards the Dragonborn.
Don't worry about it. You can
Sure
pay.
nods.
You can pay back when we find your body.
So, while this is happening, and 2 more mirrors are smashed, Au-Zuk and Miasma and Cog, since you 3
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that haven't done anything, are you going to look into a mirror?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, what have these mirrors been doing exactly?
Giving us happy endings.
Urquhart's happy endings, Urquhart's just showing you different versions of yourself. For Nanza, it showed them what they'd be like if they were human. It showed Unusor what they'd be as a kobold. It showed Misskiff her tiefling self. And it made the Marquis look like a pygmy hippo.
Aw.
I suppose Cog would probably glance at one in passing. Still covered in the blanket, obviously.
How are you looking through the blanket?
I imagine there's eye holes in the blanket.
You just cut little eye holes like a ghost in a sheet.
Yes.
So, you're looking into a mirror. Miasma, you said you were?
Yes, I did.
Au-Zuk, are you?
Au-Zuk will also look into a mirror.
Okay.
It's not like it's harmed anyone particularly yet.
Miasma.
It's probably, I think it's worse to giving people emotional damage more than actual damage.
Emotional damage.
You don't have to worry about the mirror doing anything, as there's 2 very mirror breaker happy people around here.
I'm still punching the same mirror.
2 barbarians.
You look into the mirror, Miasma.
Yes, I do.
You see yourself before the curse. The way you was before you made the deal with the hag.
She takes a glance down at her hand. And then looks back. Oh. So I give me 2 seconds to process words in my brain.
That's okay.
I've kind of been running on... I've been running on fucking Windows Vista the past several weeks.
Yeah, running on fucking.
Sounds like you've gone bardcore.
What?
It should also
Hardcore?
be noted I'm doing behind the scenes rolls with this just to see what happens with these mirrors. Hence why some have been a bit goofier than others.
Jeez.
Can any of the others see
If they were to
what
look
I'm
into
seeing?
if they were to look into your mirror, they would not see themselves but see your reflection as it is now. The old
As in, well, to clearly put it into how she actually originally looked. I don't have any art of her, but obviously she doesn't have like that grin, and she's more of her color palette is more akin to that of like a tiger with white on it, like a normal tabaxi color, as you were. I haven't seen this in a long time.
And
Not since that vision.
Despite the fact that the you here always has the smile plastered, the reflection shows the true emotion that he's going through. Clearly not a smile.
The only one who thought something very inappropriate.
What? What did she fucking think?
If the reflection is the real emotion, then it's just constant and raging horniness.
I've spent 50 damn years with this body! I can't get any bitches! That was probably the most energy I have shown in a long time. Sorry, thank you, David.
As the rest of you see Miasma kind of...
No, she's just, it's more of an expression. Just, at first it was a surprise, then almost resignment
And as that's happening, and you all see that, Au-Zuk, you look into your mirror.
Au-Zuk sort of looks around, and while he might have been initially very, hesitant, mirrors are a very easy thing to turn to a trap. Everyone else has sort of gone for it and sort of having a moment to reminisce. So it takes a deep breath in, sighs. He'll go and take a look.
You see a familiar-looking bugbear staring back at you.
What the fuck are you?
Doesn't even respond to Minosaur. Reflects on reflection. What else can I say?
You see... Let me just pull this up. You see them wearing what seems to be military garb. Ones with
Zach,
symbols and motifs not native to this plane. You see what can only be described as, despite the fact that they are mirroring your current emotions and expression, there seems to just be a bit of dead behind the eyes kind of look, as if they've been through some shit. Basically
BRB.
like a look of seen the horrors of war, but content with the outcome.
Probably a man who somewhat revels in it, to be honest.
Ah, yes.
He went in and he
Please.
came out
Oh,
basically a fucking champion. Probably
Pretty
looks
much.
the dog's bollocks, does this bugbear.
And likewise with the Miasma reflection, everyone can see this.
Yeah, you would see, not only is this bugbear adorned in quite clearly foreign military adornments, but if these military adornments match any sort of military that most people are familiar with, the amount of ribbons denotes someone of incredibly high ranking and valor.
So, for those who are looking towards these two reflections before we get to what Cog sees, what are your reactions to the bugbear and to the pre-curse miasma?
For Nanza, it depends on how they look at the mirrors. As in, do they look like entranced?
Au-Zuk sort of just stares wordlessly at his.
Yeah, no, Miasma doesn't look like she's in a trance. She can actually look away, but she keeps glancing back.
Au-Zuk does not look away, but he looks more like he's reflecting more than anything.
Back.
Hey,
That's
Dion.
not supposed to be a fun, but it is wonderful.
Is it Au-Zuk's turn to look into the mirror? Is that what I was
Au-Zuk and
hearing?
Miasma are looking into the mirror.
Ah.
As said, Miasma can see their pre-curse self. And while they are capable of turning away from the mirror and talking still, they do keep glancing back towards themselves. Au-Zuk sees a militaristic-looking bugbear, like a champion bugbear, and is just fixatedly staring at it.
I am gonna go break both the mirrors.
No!
I just returned to smashing the one that dared insult me. Making me look like a fucking kobold.
I'm just gonna smash them with the words. We're getting distracted here.
As you're staring at your past selves, the mirrors shatter before you.
I suppose you are correct. Though, it does make one really feel whether or not what we do here matters. Things will never be the same again.
Not with that mindset.
I suppose that's easy for you to say.
And what
Things
is...
are never the same as they once were. They don't go on mysterious voice that's speaking out of fucking nowhere.
What is your reaction, Miasma, to the mirror shattering?
She just looks. It was Nanza, didn't I?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So I just want to make sure I didn't fuck any up there. She looks at her, and I get it's just like a constantly glancing match before just sighing, if nothing else, and hobbling away with her her quarter staff. Suppose you're right. Not good to get caught up in that.
Truth be told,
Maybe I'll
in
get
years
back.
past, I have ripped people apart for less than what you just did. But I suppose, being a pathetic kobold as I am, I suppose my quick growth has granted me the benefit of getting over this faster.
Well, it's either standing staring in mirrors in the middle of enemy territory or moving on.
Fine. Well, lead onwards, as you are so eager.
And as this is happening, Cog, you look through the little eye holes in the sheet towards your reflection. And the mirror stares back at you. Your reflection changes. You don't see your past self. You don't even see yourself as you are underneath all that metal. You see the potential of what could have happened. You see a full-blown mind flayer staring back at you. Its golden eyes piercing through.
Huh.
You were. Then out of character, by the way, don't worry.
You barely came through.
Good. Just a realization, because until now, out of character, I thought Cog was an illithid. Now I know, no, not yet.
There
Or
are
they
other
found a way to get around it.
Yeah, just.
I won't say anything beyond that because spoilers, but yes, you see a full-blown mind flayer staring back.
Proceeds to make it do absolutely ridiculous expressions.
You try to change your expression, and it doesn't change.
The tentacles flip you off.
As it begins to reach out and forwards towards the mirror.
Hog says, nah, fam. I'm getting away from the mirror.
So, while everyone else has had like a moment of either being transfixed or immediately smashing the mirror, you all see Cog just staring at the reflection before kind of just like scooting back.
Seems we are all shared somewhat an identity crisis. Is that how we were brought together?
No, we were
Marquis
brought
shot
together
the
in a
mirror.
jail cell.
Bloob just lets out a call of, I don't know what
Right.
you're all on about, this is funny. As their reflection is basically showing a giant space hamster holding a little slime in a jar.
Alright, that's adorable.
That
Basically
is
the reverse of what would be happening for
adorable.
them too.
I would also like to state Marquis has shot Cog's mirror.
Yep.
Finish off the remaining mirrors. I I've had enough of this now.
So, I'm assuming the two barbarians are going to go ahead and destroy the rest of the mirrors.
Wait, who is a barbarian?
Bearing a paladin.
Oh yes.
Oh, Unusor is a paladin.
Yes,
Oh.
I am a paladin, not a barbarian.
Fair.
I behave like a barbarian.
But that's because
And
he's
it's
a
only because-
paladin of Tiamat.
Although, to be fair, one of the reflections you probably do glance before shattering the mirror is of you as a barbarian. But as
I'm
you
okay
all,
with this.
as you go around
Oh god,
smashing
a
them all,
barbarian kobold.
just catching odd little glimpses of other versions of yourself. Nanza, you catch one where it's quite the complete coin flip of the other one, where it is just you're staring at a bull.
Moo.
As you get to the last couple of
Moo,
mirrors, Unusor,
Mm.
you look into one, and all you see are red scales.
Yeah, that gives me pause.
Do you try and adjust your position?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Do you try and adjust your position?
Moment's hesitation. Yes. I'd like. I do the you know the stereotypical cartoon thing, where like they raise a hand, moving around, like kind of
You
try and see the face.
you raise your hand. You see just the tip of what you could call a thumb claw raise off the ground. You try and duck down. You try and see if you can get your face in, and the large red dragon's face fills up the mirror.
I think I have a gift for this. That could accurately describe Unusor's reaction. Okay, no, I can't find it. Either way, yeah, I've definitely just paused.
So
Just like constant sharp inhales.
there's a kind of rhythmic shattering of mirrors as they go along. And then that kind of comes to a pause as only one side starts to get shattered as Nanza carries on. As you all just see Unusor stare at a mirror, adjust themselves, and then just it's the sharp inhale, exhale take.
Oh, who do we lose?
Your friend.
Ali.
Yes.
Yeah, they're being called away by a friend.
Who was
Ah.
that?
Like I said in D&D, that is a friend of Kirsten, mine, and Max. He wanted to
Okay.
listen because he's getting really into the groove of DMing again lately. So he just wanted to see how
Cool.
other parties do it.
But
He's a chill dude.
yes, those of you who are looking will see that it is Unusor who has stopped smashing mirrors. And is seemingly having a bit of a reaction to this mirror.
I'm going to scurry up and climb up to his shoulder.
Unusor doesn't even register you're there.
And climb onto the shoulder, and you just see a red dragon staring out of the mirror, Misskiff.
Au-Zuk is going to just shatter this mirror with a particular vengeance. He just sees it, and he's just going to fire a force javelin across the room.
It takes a moment, but it kind of like startled Unusor back to sensibilities, and just he's taking a while to compose himself. But his breathing slowly calms down.
Au-Zuk, on the other hand, is going to continue to smash every shard of that mirror for at least 20 seconds.
So,
So he is pulling an Unusor.
Yeah, essentially what Unusor did with the first mirror when they saw Kobold, Au-Zuk is now doing to this mirror.
This room's getting to me.
I guess best way to describe it is Unusor was just looking forlorn.
Oh, this
Yeah.
reminds me.
I'm going to bite you.
That didn't come through.
He yelped with the gravelly voice.
Kind of.
He just hold you by the scruff of the neck and just be like, just staring at you.
I imagine with
That
that,
expression doesn't suit you.
I imagine with that 20 wisdom save, Au-Zuk, it's like the equivalent of you just straightening out your suit and your tie if you were wearing them. Just like that, and back to normal.
So it takes a moment. He's obviously contemplating. And he nods, and he just like he just nods and doesn't say anything and puts Misskiff back on his shoulder.
I was just thinking about Nanza probably also having seen like the upper body of a bull and the lower body of
Oh,
just human legs.
Oh yeah, no, one of them you will have caught the glance of that in one of the mirrors.
Shall we move on before another mirror catches our fancy? Visibly
No.
still a little irritated.
Have you broken them all?
There's only a couple left at the end now.
In a moment of irritation, I'm just going to cast Shatter on everything that's left.
Okay. So you cast Shatter on the remaining
You
mirrors
cast
that have
Shatter
not been
in a
seen.
hallway.
Yep.
You know how fucking loud that is.
Angry
It's a
man
good thing
angry.
Do Dragonborn have ears?
Most
No, I
things
think you just
have
have funny
ears.
holes.
You
They
got your
just
head
choose
holes.
not to hear.
Unfortunately not, because you do
Damn it.
you do have a listening. You can listen still.
Hey.
You see Au-Zuk just sort of, in a moment of very rare rage for him, he just turns around and blows up the fucking corridor behind him and just goes, "They're gone. They're gone."
And
Shall
as
we move on?
the shards of the mirrors that were not used fall, there's little glimpses of everyone in there, but too small to see for the most part as they just fall to the floor. Aside from one. Cog, make me a perception check. Well, actually, aside from a couple. So, Marquis, you can also make a perception.
Also, as a little word from heaven, yes, Dragonborn do have ears.
That's a cursed image.
This feels like that time
Oh.
where fucking the Marquis wondered if a snake tail as the legs counted as one leg.
Imagine a Dragonborn that genetics really hated and he had a proper set of fucking radars on him. They'd look so fucking dumb.
Turns out they're half Dragonborn, half elf. They got their ears from the elven side. But, Cog, you catch a glimpse of one shard before it fades and shatters into little bits of a gnome staring back at you. A gnome that registers as familiar.
Familiar gnome.
Yes, a familiar gnome staring back at Cog.
You were an inferior race.
Marquis. I'm going to need a bit of help here because I failed to pick up on it before. What were you expecting to see in the mirror the first time? Because that is what is staring back at you in this little shard before it fades.
Nothingness. There is nothing in the mirror.
The Marquis is a vampire.
And that is because the Marquis was born in nothingness. He was an orphan in the born to wild space.
That's why doors are optional. for you because you don't want to
That's
be
right.
invited in.
No, doors are optional because it is nothingness.
And as the shards all fall and scatter onto the ground, there is only the corridor, you all and your memories, the door that you came through, and the door on the other end. And a voice. You know, I could return you to it. Could return you all to your former glories. If only you would serve.
Oh, this again.
Nanza is just confused about human.
Well, aside from you and the blob, and I'm going to assume the hippo, because I don't know if he would like to return to nothingness.
Ooh, as tempting as I'm certain that prospect would be for you, I assure you that would end only in your immediate surmise destruction.
Is there an equivalent of a willpower check in 50?
Wisdom
Yeah,
save?
wisdom save. That's pretty much literally a willpower check.
Hey, would you be opposed to me making a willpower save to see if this might be tempting me?
Go for it.
That's what I did. Yay, 17!
I'm probably gonna do this for Misskiff as well.
Oh god.
The entire
Leigh-
party.
Nope, Nanza won't.
This is what
Wait.
happens when, like, a good chunk of your party are just cursed people.
So, I'm assuming that Miasma wants to do one as well.
I was gonna say, can I have advantage considering that
Yes.
yeah, I was gonna say.
You can have advantage on a self-inflicted roll.
Can I give myself advantage on a roll I'm making myself? So.
There was a reason why. It's because. Listen, my brain sort of like puttered for a second. I thought we were being made to make a roll because everyone was doing it.
Miasma.
Yeah.
Tempting as the offer is.
She's not tempted at all. She's her entire reason for being stuck like this is because she accepted a deal.
Exactly. It's like,
She's
tempted as it is to try and take someone at word value. You've been burned in the past by that. You know not to trust this kind of deal. Unusor. Only the goddess can bring your form back. What could a lowly vampire do?
Fair point. I am insulted by his insinuation that he dare rival the might of Tiamat.
Misskiff.
Mm.
Unlike the others, you know he has your body. He could be quite capable of doing it. But at the same time, is it worth taking that to be enslaved again?
Just kind of, like, still sat on Unusor's shoulder, her ears are kind of drooping.
Do I notice
Just
this?
kind of...
So I'm assuming that Misskiff's probably making some kind of like a type noises from this.
No, she's not really making any noise, but her form's kind of, like, hunched down, and her ears are very kind of drooped.
So you probably
If
notice
I
this.
do notice this, I give her ear scritches.
And obviously I'm not going to make you roll, Cog, because quite frankly put, the first one you don't want happening, and the second one, you probably assume that your condition is beyond the vampire.
That ship has long sailed.
And I said, Marquis, you don't want to return to nothingness.
Marquis just flipped a coin. He got chaos. Existence is chaos.
Au-Zuk sort of has his little immediate outburst at this vampire, but almost immediately looks like he regrets even raising his voice.
And Nanza, he couldn't even try and offer you anything. You were born like this, you feel yourself perfect like this. What could he do to correct such a vision?
Offer body positivity?
Yeah. No, Bloob don't care. Bloob are we vibing?
Whatever the fuck Blue is taking, I want some of it.
Life.
Bloob is high on life.
But not the video game High on Life.
Misskiff does not say anything in response to the vampire.
He'll just smirk slightly. Well, you can't see the smirk, obviously, because this is just a voice, but you could detect that smarminess in the voice.
You can typically tell when someone's smiling or smirking when
Pretty
they
much.
talk.
So what you're saying
Even when they don't have
is-
a normal mouth to do so with.
So what you're saying is, you're declining my offer.
An offer made in desperation, perhaps.
Oh, rip your head off, you filthy heretic!
Very quiet under his breath, you might just about hear Au-Zuk saying, "Now don't jump to conclusions here."
Oh. You know what? Au-Zuk, roll a stealth with advantage. Everyone else roll perception with disadvantage, aside from Misskiff, because you're hearing. You just do a straight roll.
Yeah.
Ignore the heavy armor, that's a 21.
Yep.
The
I do not
disadvantage
talk
did not
louder
matter.
because my armor big.
Your armor works as a freaking megaphone.
So, none of you hear none of you hear Au-Zuk mumble under their breath, aside from you, Misskiff. The only other one who may have been tempted by his offer.
What did that? Is that what I heard from Au-Zuk? The
Au-Zuk quite
don't
literally
jump to
said,
conclusions.
"Yep, don't jump to conclusions." As soon as the vampire
You've
said,
honest to
"So you're
God.
not taking up my offer."
You've seen Au-Zuk go from this very cool, collected, relatively quiet character in a single encounter go from that to honestly a twitching, almost like a fucking crackhead that needs his fix. He's twitching, he's sort of like rolling his shoulders, he's almost bobbing in place. And
I think in this moment, Misskiff is going to turn off her connection to everyone and connect solely to Au-Zuk.
Ooh.
Maybe like,
It's definitely an option that we have. Both of us. But we've been through this before. You'll be a slave. His plaything, if you accept it.
I'm not entirely certain he would be aware of what he's really bringing on himself.
I don't think it matters. Magic tends to be binding in that way. Control over someone.
This realm, I'm just me. This little
Add on to that.
pathetic, wretchling, draconic creature.
Add on to that. You
But
have
back
seen
there,
This... Go on.
I was a frickin' war hero. Hell, I was the champion of my entire country. I waged and ended a war. Fuck's this guy got on me?
Add on to that. You have seen this guy's bedroom. I think he knows what's coming onto him.
Magic like this is to break the curse on you, on me. He has to have some sort of insurance on it.
And even I.
he'll have a guarantee.
I mean, hey, maybe running roughshod over the universe isn't too bad a deal, huh?
We'll find another way to break it. I know we haven't travelled together long, but You've been a good ally. And I'd hate you to see you to become be locked in a cage. I know what that's like. Apparently no one kept me in one for 9 years.
Au-Zuk looks like he's taken it in, hasn't really allowed himself to come into any new conclusions yet.
Do I need to come over there and bite you too? To snap you back to your senses?
Make no mistake, this is no trance. I haven't had a carrot like this dangled in my face in a long time. Knowing what this vampire's like, I really hope he didn't read that thought. He'd get the wrong idea.
What you say?
Just
Hey, you're not part of my thought process, go home.
Just don't rush into accepting it. I would never stop you from getting what you want back. But again, I'd hate you to be a slave to him.
Everyone would probably see him, well, if they were looking, take a look at his arms. Doesn't seem to really register with anyone why he might just be taking a look over his arms. Take a deep breath in, and simply steel himself to go further ahead. What else can he do?
Misskiff will just end this conversation with,
You're not alone. There are a lot of us in this group that are searching for the same thing.
I apologise if that just came over the microphone.
No.
It did not.
Good.
I thought that was literally the voice saying.
And
Hang on. That was me accidentally unmuting myself, then flushing the toilet.
It's okay. If it's good enough for the U.S.'s Supreme Court, it's good enough for D&D.
But, I can tell you what Au-Zuk can do. Just like everyone else can do, they can make me perception checks based on sound.
okay.
But Misskiff will turn back to wide range after basically telling Au-Zuk that he's not alone.
I forgot to turn off disadvantage, so that's 18 or 21, whichever way you do
It'd
it,
be
Leigh.
the 21 because it'd be the first number.
Fair.
Nanza doesn't hear shit.
Yep.
Au-Zuk with the real shit in.
Are the fucking odds? We got a 19 and a 19, and then right afterwards a 22 and a 22.
Nanza, you're getting ready to kick down this door to get ready to move on. The rest of you start to hear the scraping of glass shards on the floor.
Or he's got COVID in the background.
Oh, let's have
Turns
a
out
look.
that was trapped in the mirror. COVID.
Yeah, I heard COVID as well.
I did say COVID. I said who has COVID in the background because I heard someone coughing over the microphone. Like it sounded like they were away from the headset.
The mirrors seek vengeance, it seems.
Oh, it's Ranna. I think.
No.
Wait, it's not Ranna. Is it Kirsten?
At a guess from the sound of
Who's
it.
coughing?
At a guess from the sound of it, I want to say it's Keris.
Oh yeah, Keris is always dying.
Hi, Keris.
Keris, stop dying for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yep,
oh, it is Keris. Yeah.
Can't go 5 minutes without catching some form of death. Can ya?
So, you all turn, aside from Nanza, to face where the sound is coming from. You see the mirror shards coming together to form what can only be described as a large humanoid-like figure.
I'm gonna state Marquis is going to Jurassic Park style put his hand on Nanza's head and slowly turn her head towards the glass.
It seems
grab her by the horns.
It seems that you're not taking me up on the offer then. Well, I suppose we can probably discuss things a bit more once you finally arrive in my room. Not
could
my
discuss
bedroom,
it a
I'm
lot
aware of
easier
what
if
you
you
all
could-
did.
You had some
Was that
fancy
your
jewel
room?
things in there.
Now look here. There are children here. That is no place to keep in a deadly death trap. If you're going to have children in your deadly death trap, you should really have it up to some level of standard.
Wait, there's kids in this group?
No, there were kids in the death trap, and then right after the death trap was a
Oh,
sex
right,
trap.
right.
Yeah, he needs to keep them fairly like. Look, there are standards that must be upkept, and this is a rated R dungeon. Should have been rated PG-13.
The hell? What in the nine hells is he talking about?
The
I
Raka Brawl
mean-
will have a field day with this.
Just kind of reaches into the bag of holding, pulls out some of the stuff she got from his room.
He had loads of fancy jewelry.
Oh, then Marquis putting it back. Marquis like, we'll show that later.
Unusor and Nanza. See,
Yes.
you two were kind of distracted when they all entered the room. You two can make me a perception check on what Misskiff just pulled out and as Marquis has quickly shoved back in. To the bag, I should state.
Into the bag of holding.
Yes.
Oh no, the dragon probably saw this.
What did I see?
At first it looked like a large ruby. And then you saw like the metal clasping around it, leading down to a small thin handle, and then what could only be described as large, then getting thinner at the end. In all sense of purposes, they just pulled out a metal butt plug with a ruby encrusted in the end.
Okay, I definitely have a gift for this.
What?
You're gonna see
better the fuck not.
I don't know what kind of gift you've. I don't want to know.
I don't either.
Wait, I put it in the wrong fucking chat. Put it in memes and shit posting.
That also works.
But like,
That's better than what I thought it was
it's
gonna
got
be.
it's got jewels in it, and like he had this other chain jewelry stuff as well, and like pearls and.
Misskiff. Okay, it's about time that somebody explains to you the birds and the bees. Unusor,
Bees.
Well,
you're a
this is-
priest. Explain the birds and the bees. He's gonna push Misskiff over to Unusor.
Do
Well,
I
I can
do
understand what the
seconds.
fuck he's talking about?
Make me a wisdom check. Meanwhile, it should be stated this giant mirror-like golem is still looming over you all.
10.
Well, it can wait. We're dealing with an actual issue here.
10. You're not quite sure. Maybe it just wants you to give like a biology lesson.
Oh my god! Don't
By
tell me
biology,
Unusor.
what do you mean? Do I understand his euthanism, or do I?
No, because it probably would have gone by a different term for you.
Misskiff.
I was just
Basically,
like,
your cult didn't give a shit about tiptoeing around things. They quite literally would just call it sex.
so those are very
When a
confused.
mommy-
Bees
when a
are
mommy
insects,
pterodactyl-
birds are avians.
When a mommy pterodactyl loves a daddy theropod very, very much, the mommy pterodactyl rips out his eyes, gouges out his throat, and proceeds to absolutely consume his insides. And from that, the mommy pterodactyl will thenceforth lay an egg, which will then hatch into several larvae that will then end up eating the rest of the daddy's corpse, and they will end up growing into big, strong Giff soldiers.
Is this what happened to the? Is this what happened to the Mountain King?
No, the Mountain King turned into a bunch of sheep.
Just kind of like
which
Misskiff's
Marquis will
just
be
kind of staring like, what?
And when the mommy pterodactyl cannot find a way to lay that egg, she uses that very item, therefore, to allow the small parasitic hippo men to take root. What, did you think we all came from a cabbage patch? Hell no.
Marquis, does a 22 hit
Although
you?
I think maybe a 22 hits me, yes.
So as Marquis is talking through discussing this giant mirror-like golem just lowers its hand down and just brings it down upon Marquis.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
It's only 9 bludgeoning damage.
I'm alright.
Okay.
The Vampire Lord, however, will just call it like, did any of you just blow something up? I just felt a large rumble.
We're coming to kill you!
Oh, did you forget about the fact that your castle's being invaded by illithids? No? Alright.
It's at that point, Cog, that you realize the outline this mirror golem has taken. The illithid that you saw in the mirror.
Well, fuck.
Remember when I told you not to be afraid of that thing?
Well, I certainly hope no illithids or mirror flesh.
Well, I was going to actually say, still don't be afraid of it, be brave, but at the same time, get it the fuck off me.
Oh no, it's raised its hand back up.
Oh, good. Alright. Perfect.
The door is still behind you. So I guess the question is, do you stay and fight or do you run?
Marquis is grabbing Cog, and he is through the door.
Okay.
No offense, but I don't really like mirrors. You're all a bunch of fucking liars.
So, some of you probably prepared to try and get ready to fight. Some of you were stood there pondering what to do. You hear the doors get booted in behind you. And you all end up being warped into the darkness again and spat out into another room.
Darn it!
Starting to think this freaking undead enjoys this.
Yes, that's the purpose of a dungeon. You don't build a dungeon unless you enjoy watching people suffer.
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Every night.
I have to say, Austin, that you know that that is not true.
I mean, quite literally, the rolls would be suffering given a roll to see which room you've ended up in. It tried to throw you.
Should be.
It first of all tried to throw you back into the crypt with the blind zombies, and then it tried to throw you back into the burning bedroom.
You know, it should be stated, Raka, that Marquis doesn't actually know how babies are made. He's just going off what the goddesses have told him.
I'm talking about that rooms are only for making people suffer. You don't just make dungeons for that.
And you find yourself...
You know, Vampire, if you just bring us directly to you, I'm certain that your little ploy to try and get us to agree to things would certainly work a lot better than making us look at different coloured rooms. He says, with about 13 different mixed undertones.
So what are we meant to do in this one?
In this room? You find yourself... Hang on, I'm just trying to see which the number was for this. Okay. You find yourself in what can only be described as a large dining room. The kind that you'd see in like the fancy places with the long table, almost as long as the room itself.
As long as the candelabras don't start singing and dancing, being like, be our guest.
What have I come back to?
No, V writes half the room.
Murder the atrocities! Murder the atrocities!
But
Xenos.
Or like half the fucking half of the cutlery just slowly, just sadly, just fucking like moves out of the room. It's like, aww.
But no, it's a long dining room with a table almost as long as the room itself. Lots of chairs there. Pretty much like the large fancy chandeliers hanging from the roof. And unlike a lot of the other rooms you've been in recently, it's warm, it's pleasant. There's no horrid smells in the air, no dire sounds off in the distance. Just soft music, and what looks to be extremely appetizing food laid out.
Is this one of those eat it or don't things?
Recently read a Warhammer book where they went through Slaaneish's domain. Do not eat the food.
A feast of fools, if you could say.
Eat the feast.
Fool
Join
the
the
feast
feast.
upon. No, that
My,
lies out.
my
Well, I
mind
imagine
just
this
went
one.
through to Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I mean, if we're concerned with it, someone does have purify food and drink.
I don't think that's the point, probably.
Fair.
No, it's only good when I want to eat the kobold, and I'm not allowed to do that.
No, you gotta
Especially
shake it
now
all
that we
day
know that the
first.
kobold has some blaring mirror issues. A lot of you do. We need therapy after this. A lot of you need therapy.
Yeah.
There's an entire world out there that's just filled with therapists, by the way. Every day giving each other therapy.
Is that
Like a
another
therapy?
euphemism?
Are the therapists
No.
giving each other therapy, or are they going to give us therapy? That's the way you worded it. It sounded like you said they're giving each other therapy.
Tip for tap. Yes, anyways, what are we doing within this room? Is there a door, or is there not a door?
The only door is the way out that you came in through.
No quirks, no, ooh, do this and die. He lives, he dies kind of situations. No, none of that.
Basically, you're saying that you want to check for traps?
Yeah, might as well.
Make me an investigation
It's
check.
what we're
Right up.
seeing, actually, what we're seeing. All that fun jazz. I'm not very good at investigation.
You
I'll
see
make
no
an
traps.
investigation check.
The only yes, you can if you want. The
Oh,
only
well,
trap that you may be seeing is the fact that the food looks so good, your stomach starts to go.
The whole table for you just looks like it's filled with watermelons.
Watermelon.
Nanza and Cog.
What's that supposed to mean? That's a weird thing to say. Watermelons?
Neither of you,
Watermelons.
neither of you see traps either.
Seems clear.
However, Nanza, you do spot something. It seems like some of the chairs are a bit more fancier than others. And right at the other end, where the head of the table would be, you see 7 seats. 6 at the sides each, and the 7th being the head of the table itself.
Oh, this is a big okay, I'm sorry. This is a big fucking table. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much think like the large tables you
Okay.
would see in like fantasy films and such.
Yeah, okay. I thought this was like a Victorian large table. No, this is a big ass fucking medieval
This is
table.
like a long house kind of table.
Yeah.
Imprinted on each of these 7 chairs is a stone. The 3 on the left have what seems to be a sapphire, a malachite, and a tiger's eye. To the left, well, on the right side, a lapis lazuli, a quartz, and a ruby. And of course, right at the end, at the head of the table, is a pearl.
Grubby balls.
And it's like staring at the gemstones, like.
Unfortunately, Nanza, since you weren't there when the party found out about this, you won't know what this means.
I point this fact out to the rest of the party.
Okay. So the stones are pointed out to you all. Misskiff, now you do the grabby hands.
Grabby, 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 grabby paws.
Are you reaching to grab at any of them in particular?
No, because I'm still sat on Unusor's shoulder, and I would not be able to reach anything unless I jumped off.
Are you jumping?
But
Can I
like,
see that she's reaching for something?
she's.
You want some pretty things? I'm putting them in.
Yeah, sure.
Got some tuna and
Hi,
mayo.
Dion's mom.
Everyone says hi.
Everyone? Excuse me.
I mean, I
Yeah.
did say hi, but
Hi, Dion's mom.
Dion's mom.
Everyone usually says hi anyways. Just usually say
Hello,
everyone says hi.
We all did it. We all just did it in a staggered state.
Yeah.
So
do these gems appear to be in any form of?
Dion, I have a question.
What?
You're gonna be very disappointed in me, but can I talk to you briefly after the game?
Sure.
I believe
just
the
remembered
generals
something.
things, yes. What?
Yes, you
I
do.
just-
Oh, go. What were you trying to say,
I
Cog?
just remembered something. We went through that one room that gave us all the blueprint information.
Yes.
Cog needs to do the thing to see if this is a trap room or not.
So you're going to check to see if there is any traps in this room.
Or anything specifically gimmicky, obviously.
Okay. So while you're checking that, Marquis, you do indeed remember that
Yes.
each of the 7 generals had a stone tied to them. This corresponds with each stone.
Yes. You know, this isn't even the actual stone center that we were sent out to get in the first place. We were supposed to get Wrath.
But like, they're pretty. We could take them.
Misskiff.
Hmm?
Yeah, let's hold off for a second. Let's see. Cogs, I believe, checking to see if this is a trap room. We wouldn't want you being accidentally turned into something smaller than a Sable, would we? Smaller than a Sable.
Cog.
Elephant mouse?
Sablet? Oh, an elephant mouse, yeah.
Yes.
Like limousine mouse.
A shrew.
So
Misskiff is now Mouseskiff.
No! That
Del
means I have to do the voice even higher!
Delwis 2.0.
Chief!
Cog, you check the documents.
You can't do the voice.
Wait, there's no documents, it's just all mental.
Yeah, you the documents in your head, you've saved them as .doc.
Cool.
I don't know who's
Anyways, you were saying.
This room is a meeting room.
So it's perfectly safe.
It is safe. The food
Safe
is
room.
safe. The room is safe.
Cool. I'm going to pick something off the table and eat it.
I need you to describe for me what that looks like because I know what it looks like, but I don't know if everybody else knows what it looks like.
I described it day one, but it's literally Cog has picked up.
Let's see a grape.
It's a food shredder.
Just picked up a grape and just tossed it in the freaking blender of robot mouth.
So
It's
basically,
very. It's decently loud enough for everybody to get to notice.
yeah, like you see Cog just pick up a grape off the table after going through their mind. Lift it up to the mouth where like a little hatch just opens, and you just hear like a it just gets turned into juice.
Yep.
Just kind of like watching, like.
Tasty.
I can't believe you have a face blender.
Do you not have a face blender?
No, I tend to chew my food 4 times.
I mean, that technically is
You have a
correct,
face
though.
crusher. Face juicer.
So, now that you know the food is safe,
I see.
do you take some time to eat and rest?
I can't help but feel that this is Leigh telling us that this is a restroom, but at the same time, I mean, maybe I'm reading the situation. Yes, I take some time and rest.
Basically, this is a room I put into these 40 to allow you all to have a short rest.
I was gonna say,
I get the feeling, but I'm
Leigh.
not certain.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. Whenever you said whenever you said restroom, I was like, okay, where's the toilet then?
You're sat on
Toilet
it!
princess.
What?
You're sat on
You're
it.
the
I mean-
toilet princess.
I get
I
no
know.
benefit from the short rest, but I'll take a short rest.
Oh, well, everyone else is having a short rest. Misskiff, there are the gems on the chairs.
I've been told not to touch them for now.
And are you going to listen?
Oh, you can go ahead and touch them. Go on. Go touch them.
You want to touch him?
Are you sure?
Let me flip the coin. Hold on. You've asked the question. Am I sure? I've got to flip the coin now.
I just
Yeah, no. Chaos prevails. Go touch them.
I want
Go
the
on.
shinies.
The goddesses are looking over you. It's fine. Unless it's one over the other that's looking over you and she doesn't particularly like you and she's playing favorites. And in that case, you're not fine. You're probably going to die, but it's fine. That instills confidence, right? And Marquis will just sit there watching.
So,
Anyway. I think Misskiff is probably gonna go check out the pearl first.
okay. So you hop over to the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming running along the table length itself, avoiding the food.
Yeah.
And are you reaching out to grab?
She's gonna like first do like a little curious hop around it to like see if there's anything attached to it or under it.
Yes, there is something attached to it. It's called the chair.
That's not what I mean, and you know it.
I mean, I'm not wrong though.
She's trying to make sure there's no physical traps.
Oh, okay. Make me an investigation check if you would.
Oh, I'm bad at this.
Both our rogues are awful at investigation checks.
I have a 12 in intelligence. I'm not trained.
You
That's some Pathfinder speak.
don't find any traps. No physical traps.
Can I sense any sort of magical energy coming off it?
So who was the person whose game I were in recently where they told me Arcana don't work that way?
That would be David.
That
Yeah,
would be me,
looking
yes.
at David.
Yeah.
However, so
I restrict my
I did-
arcana to arcane knowledge.
I did look it up. By the book, it does work that way. However, by DM discretion, it doesn't. Every DM does it differently. But by the book, you can use it to look for magical traps and stuff like that.
Make me an Arcana check.
I'm also bad at this. Dang! I should just start saying I'm bad at rolls before rolling.
So you got a 1.
That's what Pen does. Pen just does it for every roll, so it just works out even, really, but...
So you rolled a 1. Are you okay then?
That doesn't make me as salty as him, and you know.
No, I'm saying
Couldn't
you rolled
possibly
a
hold
1
a
as your
candle to
bonus
Kai.
on the 18, so you got a 19.
What?
I'm making fun of the fact that there was a 1 there to see what you would do if you rolled a 1. The joke has failed now. We are carrying on. There's a bit of a magic aura on it.
With the 19, do I know what type of aura? Like...
Give me a sec. This is the DM now having to Google what types of magic are in Fifi.
Evocation, abjuration, necromancy, illusion,
I mean, that's all fine, but I don't know what a
transfiguration,
lot of those mean.
conjuration, divinity, divination. Necromancy is life shit, not just raise the dead, but healing as well. Conjuration is conjuring shit. Transfiguration is using any form of material to create new material or conjuring
Okay,
new
so
material. Conjuration and transfiguration are kind of the same thing. Evocation is elements.
I've got an answer clear for it. Abjuration is
There you
for
go.
protection. Conjuration is about summoning stuff that wasn't there before. Divination is like you're understanding the world better around you. Okay.
Dunamancy's gravity and time.
So.
No, sorry. Dunamancy's gravity in space. Chronomancy's time.
I would say that out of all these lots, this would be enchantment.
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 I may regret this,
but I'm going to put my paw to it.
You put your paw to it and nothing happens.
I pick it up.
You're pulling it off the chair.
How big is it?
Roughly half your size.
Because she is going to attempt to pull it off the chair.
Make me a strength check.
Oh, that was a save, but it's the same modifier.
A 5. Yeah. Wait, why is... Oh, yeah, because that was 7, so it's the same modifier. Yeah, you're struggling.
Just Misskiff's just like... Just trying to pull it off.
Yeah, you're finding it hard to pull it off.
Put your back into it. I believe in you. Just a little bit. Lift with your legs, not your knees.
Still trying, like...
I can't pull it off. It's some kind of enchantment thing.
What kind of enchantment thing?
I don't know, but it's got enchantment magic on it.
So then take the whole chair.
I can't lift a whole chair.
She could hardly
You
lift
put
the
a
chair.
chair in a bag of holding.
I don't think the whole to my bag of holding is big enough.
So wait, is the stone enchanted to be stuck in the chair? Is that what we're thinking it is?
I don't think so. I think it's just stuck to the chair. But like, I think it has some enchantment to it.
So, if at first you don't succeed, destroy the chair.
I think you overestimate my strength.
I think you underestimate your strength.
I am 13 inches tall. I am not that strong.
Come on. And Marquis is gonna move over to the chair with her. He's gonna be like, all right, ready? Lift it up. Lift with your knees. And he's using the help action for this.
Pulling the gem.
And by that, I mean, as this is going on, Marquis, well, because I imagine as she's pulling the gem straining, does Misskiff have her eyes closed as she's doing it straining?
Yes.
Marquis just gonna take out a chisel and a hammer, and while she's struggling, he's just gonna tap on it. Just to give her the help action in this. The Marquis could purely just lift this thing out himself. He's got decent strength for a fucking rogue, but he doesn't want to. He wants to help her.
Okay.
Uh...
You can roll again with advantage. Give it the help action. Did 11. It starts to come out from its holding.
It's moving.
And then it pops out.
Hey, look at that! See, I told you! Underestimated your own strength.
Well, now the room starts
Everybody
rumbling.
clap for Misskiff. Doesn't matter if the room starts rumbling. The only thing that matters is I'm proud of you, Misskiff. We may all die, but I'm proud of you.
Imagine it just like fall back onto the table with the pearl. It's just kind of like holding it, looking at it. It's like,
Now what?
You're holding the pearl.
Yeah.
I don't know, I kind of expected you to blow up after that.
Okay.
Major action explosion from the sounds of that.
No, it's this point, because I know this came up earlier in the session as well, where I just need to quickly ask. How old is Misskiff?
She's 19. But like, she was locked. She was a hag's prisoner from the age of 10. So she doesn't really know anything
Okay, in that case,
about being a person.
in that
She
case,
is 19 years old.
In that case, I'm going to okay. No effect.
I don't think it's doing anything.
Of course not, it's a stone. Although it could be magical if you said that it was enchanted.
Well, it has magic on it and it's enchantment, but like...
Is it contact based? Can you focus it?
Can I focus on it?
You cannot.
No.
Hand it, and Marquis will take it if she's willing to offer.
Yeah.
Okay. Marquis, as you take hold of the pearl, this is a point where I regret that it was the pearl that you went for first, but still, we have to live with our mistakes now. You feel yourself overcome with a certain emotion, a certain feeling.
It's come.
Jack.
Given it's the pearl.
It's the pearl of plapping.
The pearl is his stone. Luckily, Yeah.
Luckily, Marquis is asexual,
exactly.
So this doesn't mean shit. But yeah, so Marquis is just looking at the stone like.
But here's the thing, Marquis. You can lust for more than just love.
That is true.
There is the wanderlust. There is the lust for adventure.
There is the wanderlust.
There is
the question
lust.
is, Marquis,
Exactly.
does Marquis realize that it's affecting his mind?
Make me a wisdom save. Because I would say it would act differently for each person when it comes to lust. And with the Marquis, given how the Marquis is, it is definitely like a wanderlust. He wants to explore. He wants to see what's out there. He wants to explore
everything.
So you find it hard to tell this between your normal self. It's just like your normal self heightened.
Is this the stone that the vampire dude's supposed to have?
It is not his stone itself, but it is
okay. Because I was going to say, because Marquis knows that stone has the ability to rip through time and space, something that Marquis already knows how to do, but
it does channel a bit of the emotion, I guess, that he's tied to the sin. So while the rest of you are there, eating your meals, resting up,
looking into distant space.
Yeah. Marquis, as soon as he gets hold of that pearl, he's just like straight up looking around.
I'm back.
Probably getting ready to try and explore every inch of this room.
Are you okay?
The walls are absolutely fantastic. The windows, it's everything's oh god. But anyways,
Put it
done.
down.
We're all done eating. Onward to the movements.
No,
Onward.
put it down.
Exploration.
Marquis.
Absolute. Put what down? Put what?
Put it down.
out.
Put the pearl down.
Put what down? What?
Put the pearl down now.
And
Why?
I punch him out.
Just put your pearl down. Put it down.
Can Marquis put the pearl down, or does the pearl not want to be put down? Does the pearl want to go on an adventure?
Make me a wisdom save.
Oh
If
no,
he
the
fails
pearl
this,
may
can I
want to
punch
go
him?
on an adventure.
The pearl wants to go on an adventure. Unusor, you want to try and punch him out, to try and punch him to his senses.
Or unconscious, either or.
Make me an attack roll on
Just that with the
Marquis,
tuna
like an
and
unarmed
sweet
strike.
corn. Just I'll come down for it in a sec.
Remind me what unarmed strike is again?
It's just your
Is it
strength
a flat
bonus, if I
20?
recall.
Ah, okay.
Strength plus proficiency.
Yeah.
But it only deals a d4 of damage. Unless you're trained. But I've got a BRB a sec. Food's ready.
It's as the name suggests. You strike someone without being armed.
To be fair, we'll probably be ending soon anyway, as we're coming up to half.
16.
Does a 16 hit you, Mike?
By one, yes.
Just roll your d4 just quickly.
That's fair.
So, Marquis, you take 1 point of damage. Roll me a wisdom save with advantage.
Oh. That's a 14 with advantage.
Your body comes under a little bit of shock from the punch, just out of nowhere, which causes your hand to spasm and release the pearl. And the Wanderlust,
But Marquis doesn't know that it was the pearl, right?
he doesn't know. Because as you put, it was just how the Marquis would probably normally act anyway, heightened. But the pearl
Which
is
is
that felt satisfying.
The Marquis on steroids.
Yeah, the Marquis on crack.
Well, I'm delighted that it felt satisfying. You have oddly smooth hands, though. You must have a wonderful scale carry, too. Just saying. Also, ow! What was I doing?
You were about to have an
exploration and
aneurysm.
adventure. We're going on adventure, right?
Can we...
After dinner, of course. After dinner.
Can we toss the pearl in the bag of holding without touching the pearl?
Do any of you have access to Mage Hand?
Can we just open the bag and like plop it down on top of the pearl?
I have me a chant.
There we go.
Why don't we focus on the pearl again? Are we selling the pearl? What's going on with the pearl?
Do not touch the pearl!
Why?
What about a pearl?
Yeah, she just tries to grab it with the mage hand, just slowly put it out.
Yep. The Mage Hand slowly picks
Wait,
up
is
the
the
pearl.
pearl... Is the pearl magical? Is it trapped?
Is it a mimic?
Thank God that wasn't the Wrathstone.
Thank God it wasn't Unusor picking up the Wrathstone.
Oh, I picked up the Wrathstone. God.
I don't know. An angry Marquis has a warship. Just saying.
I'm an
An
Oath of
angry
Conquest
Marquis.
Paladin.
I've got
Or more
fucking
specifically,
laser
I'm a
cannons,
fanatical Oath of Conquest Paladin.
Oh.
The pearl is picked up and plopped into a bag of holding.
So would somebody like to fill me in on what the fuck happened?
Yes, please.
Mostly
You
shouting.
almost had an aneurysm.
Oh, that's daily. That's nothing new.
Although if you're having a daily aneurysm, you should probably go see your local cleric.
I do see my local cleric. I am my local cleric. You're my local cleric.
I'm about to have a
Yes.
fucking aneurysm.
Derek is my local cleric.
So what happened? What stone magic, right? Stone magic, magic bad.
Stone magic.
Did we find out
Stone
what the
bad
magic does? Okay, bad magic.
Well, all this is happening in the discussion of stones and magic. It all just becomes almost like background noise to you, Au-Zuk. Just like a little bit of a background of a type of noise.
Yay, tinnitus.
Stop that. Please.
Oh.
As a voice.
Please stop that.
As a voice enters your mind. The voice that tried to talk to you before. Am I sensing some doubt here? Thinking you picked the wrong choice, maybe. This is Au-Zuk, by the way. Jack? I gave the message to the person.
Yucky boy!
Jack has gone to heaven.
So basically...
Missed.
So, Jack essentially Au-Zuk could be getting messages in the brain while this is happening. But given the time we are coming up to, I am going to end it here for today.
Nothing wrong with that.
With you.
It's a good. Yeah, that's a good place to start next session.
Yeah. Get you a nice short rest. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you all enjoyed. If you would like to see more from us, you can always check out Star Plunder and Sounds for the Fog over on Spotify, Echoes of the Past over on Chocobo Keeper's channel, Stay Here for Manchester by Night. And yes, I believe that is all. We'll see you next time on the Devil Darlings.
Please stop. That's way too loud. I don't know why.
Sensory overload with the zip-ziz. Please stop.
Yeah.